Alright guys, so it looks like face over IP is not working now, so well, now you just get creepy staring face. So you may notice that the game that is in the title here is actually not Star Citizen. Over the Christmas period, I've actually obtained Hardspace Shipbreaker, and I've heard a lot of great things about it, and I've also heard in a few developer comments and conversations that a lot of the salvaging mechanic in Star Citizen may be quite similar to Shipbreaker. So we're going to have a playthrough of some of that, see what we think, and hopefully, if it's any good, Star Citizen will be similar. Alright, we'll jump into that now then.
Each day he steps into the yard to earn his wages working hard. I pray to the stars and heaven above to return my daddy to those he loves. If there comes a time when he and death meet, bless the next cutter that takes his seat.
Simularities station. Before we jump in here, Cutter, it's customary to observe a moment of silence for a departing shipbreaker. You'll soon learn this type of thing doesn't happen very often. Okay. Well, my name is Will. I'll be your eyes and ears when you're in the yard. Used to be a cutter myself until there were some complications with one of my clone jobs, but never you mind about that. Let's get to work. Go ahead and open your work order, and let's get started. You ever want to pay off your debt like Sullivan did? It's all about completing your work orders. Alright. These next two maneuvers are tough for most worms to wrap their heads around because most of you have never spent time in zero G. We call them rolls. Give them a shot. Alright, Cutter. Your training ship is right there in the middle of the yard. Let's talk about the grapple tool for a moment, shall we? Specifically, how you use it. Now you can pull things towards you using the grapple's reel ability. If you reel in an object that's lighter than you, you'll pull that object towards you. But if you reel in an object that's heavier than you, well, you're going to pull yourself towards it. Once you've grabbed the antenna with your grapple, your HUD tells you where you should put it. You've got furnaces and processors on the left and right, while the barge is underneath the ship.
Alright now, so I'm just going to start out the tutorial here. A little bit of a confession. This is actually the second time I've recorded this because the first time I ended up with no audio whatsoever. So I got as far as the tutorial before and into my first actual ship and then realized what was wrong. So I have a little bit of familiarity now, but not too much. I didn't get too far before I realized. So we're going to go through now. And I'm not going to talk over it. I'm just going to let the music play and let you see what's going on. And we'll go from there.
Your very first pieces of salvage. Another billion or so of them antennas, and you will have completely wiped out your debt. I'm kidding, of course. All right, Cutter. You ready to perform a little zero-G ship surgery? Let's boot up your scanner and see what we see. Now we're looking for cut points. Think of them as the chunks of glue that hold the key structural segments of the ship together. Bingo. Just got the go-ahead from control to unlock your cutting tool. You may now equip the Stinger head mount. I'm uploading the final work order objective required to complete your certification rank 1 training, and yep, you guessed it. Let's get them nacelles on the barge with them new tools of yours. Now make sure you don't let your cutter overheat while you're slicing away. You can hear it chirp when it's just about to overheat, or you can keep an eye on the temperature gauge in the lower right of your HUD.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
And that's what it's all about. The more work orders you complete, the closer you get to hitting your certification quotas. Go ahead and see where you're at on earning your first cert. Earning certs gives you access to better upgrades and perks for your tools, gear, and equipment, as well as access to more valuable ships back in your cab. Speaking of which, let's mosey on over to your personal habitation unit right now, because that's what you do when you finish your shift. You didn't think Lynx made you sleep out here in the yard, did you? We're out. Top of the morning to you, Cutter. As you know by now, this is your hat. I know it feels a bit flat right now, but I hear Lynx is looking into fixing it up real nice for you sometime in the near future. Anyway, says here you're gonna need an upgrade to complete your next certification rank. You're gonna like this one, Cutter. Let's check it out now, shall we? Good. Now let's get back to the yard so you can try this sucker out. Okay, before we hop back in the yard, I want to show you the ship catalog. Here is where you find a selection of ships Lynx has deemed ready for salvage. As I said before, earning certifications will open up higher grade ships. But we gotta learn to walk before we run, Cutter, so let's get back to finishing your plate on that Lynx training vessel. Hurry up. All right, Cutter, another shift, another credit. Today's goal is to complete your certification rank 2. And in order to do that, we're going to have to line up that new split saw mode you've just upgraded in the half. Go ahead and equip it now. Nice work there, Cutter. It's time to take the training wheels off and let you loose on this thing. My advice is to knock out your work order first, and then see if you can salvage every last bit of the training vessel. We call it using the whole buffalo. Waste not, want not, right, Cutter? Go get 'em, Tiger. We're out.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded. Deposit accepted. Material deposited. Processing valuable objects. Credits awarded. Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Element damage detected. Always use laced rounded repair kits to avoid invalidating your warranty.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied. Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited. Raw material process. Credits deposited.
Nice job, Cutter. Get back to your hab to end your shift and spend them shiny new links tokens on upgrading your gear. We've wrapped. Well, congratulations on completing certification rank 2 there, Cutter. Now that you've proven you kind of know what you're doing out there, Lynx has a present for you. Go ahead and make your way to the equipment upgrade screen and let's see what we see. Repeat after me, Cutter. Tethers are your friends. Let's select your next ship and head out into the yard to try them out. Alright, Cutter. This here macro is stripped down, but there's still plenty there for us to sink our teeth into, such as how we're going to deal with the pressurized area. But before we get into all that, let's try out your tethers. Your tethers are far stronger than the line on your grapple. Use them when you're trying to move objects that are much heavier than you are. Also, tethers stack, meaning the more you use, the stronger the pull you get out of them. If you put them in the right place, that is. Nice work, Cutter. Like I said, tethers are your friends. Once you get the hang of them, you can get pretty creative with how you use them. All right, now for the fun stuff. And when I say fun, I mean incredibly dangerous. Next, we're going to learn about pressurization. According to Lynx, decompression events are the #1 cause of death, and as a result, cloning. Let's see if we can crack into this ship without making her pop. See that airlock over there? Let's go check it out. All right, let's open up your scanner and see what we see.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Using airlocks is always a good idea, but there may be times later when you encounter ships without functioning airlocks. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, Cutter. For now, let's get inside. All right, let's see if there's a way to depressurize this sucker so we can get to work on it. Look for an atmosphere regulator. If it's working, this device will let us depressurize the room safely. You don't want to trigger a violent decompression, believe me. Now, sometimes you're going to want to depressurize a ship violently. If you don't want to get sucked through a 1-inch hole fracture, use your hands to grab onto any nearby surface. Just make sure it's nailed down. Alrighty, I'm lighting up your work order with the rest of the objectives for this ship. There she is, the reactor. That's your meal ticket right there, Cutter. Alright, this one's pretty easy. She should just slide out of her coolant casing with a good yank from your grapple. But before you do that, it's always a good idea to clear a path for her straight to the barge, because once you pull it, she starts melting down. And when it comes to reactors, you never know how many ticks you got till she goes boom. Alright, the way you complete your work order from here on out is entirely up to you. Let's show Link so Weaver still knows how to turn worms into shipbreakers, alright? Good luck, Cutter. Weaver out.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited. Salvage destroyed. Please avoid damaging valuables.
Well, Cutter, looks like you can manage on your own for a bit, which is good because I just got assigned another worm on a salvage station on the other side of Earth Village. Just a reminder that your training amounts for O2, tethers, and fuel will be reset once you start your next shift. I'll be back to check in on you from time to time, but until then, remember this. Measure twice, cut once, and tethers are your friends. Good luck out there, Cutter. We rest.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited. Salvage secured. Account credit applied. Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred. Salvage secured. Credits deposited. Salvage secured. Account credit applied. Raw material processed. Credits deposited. Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred. Valuable object processed. Credits awarded. Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited. Valuable object processed. Credits deposited. Deposit accepted. Valuable object processed. Credits deposited. Processing valuable object. Credits awarded. Salvage secured. Credits deposited. Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred. Salvage secured. Account credit applied. valuable object. Credits awarded. Salvage secured. Credits deposited. Material deposited. Raw material processed. Credits deposited. Material deposited.